Nitram stars Caleb Landry Jones as the title character, as we explore the events leading up to the 1996 Port Arthur Massacre on Tasmania, in an attempt to understand why and how the atrocity occurred. This is directed by Kurtzel, who gave us films like the Michael Fassbender version of Macbeth, as well as the Assassin's Creed adaptation, and films such as this one are always a bit tricky if you ask me, as its entire premise is seeing the events leading up to this tragic event, and it's through the perspective of the killer. And given the way these sort of topics were explored in films like Gus Van Sant's Elephant, or even in biopics like The Few About Ted Bundy, this isn't a subgenre I'm exactly keen on, given who we're being asked to follow around. There have been some exceptions we have gotten, where we get some really compelling films, but those are never the rule to me. But what I will say is, Kurtzel definitely handles the subject matter here with grace, as he doesn't try to get us to sympathize with Nitram, but he also looks to explore how topics such as the mishandling of mental health can have a dangerous effect. We see Nitram has a strained relationship with his parents, played by Anthony LaPaglia and Judy Davis, who do try to get through to him, despite his many behavioral issues that involve scaring the neighbors and setting off firecrackers, and things are made even more strenuous as his father struggles to buy a piece of property to turn into a bed and breakfast, and the only one he forms any sort of real connection with is a rich neighbor named Helen, played by S.E. Davis. Now, the film is brilliantly acted, with Caleb Landry Jones giving a nuanced performance, while LaPaglia and S.E. Davis were also excellent, and Kurtzel's direction has such a great sense of restraint, with a subdued style that tries to explore everyone's fractured emotions. However, I don't know if it's a film that ultimately offers as much insight as it was looking to accomplish. While I commend Kurtzel for not playing each scene up as your typical Hollywood movie moment, I don't think this really says much more than any of the other films we've gotten that try to explore tragic events through the killer's perspective. And with the slow burn approach and dark, brooding atmosphere, the only thought that came to mind was just how stomach-churning the whole thing was. Now, it's not a dull or poorly told version of events, with the performances and direction all being well done, as stated before, but while it doesn't feel exploitative by any means, since it's not like we can connect with many of the characters and all we feel is disgust, I just didn't see what the film ultimately had to say, outside of providing some sort of context for those who aren't as familiar with this event. And its sometimes sluggish pacing didn't help matters much either. This feels like one of those films that I think would be much more interesting as the subject of a documentary rather than a narrative, since you can't find much sympathy with these characters. So all in all, Nitram is a well-made film and one that's engaging, especially for those who have no understanding of the actual historical events, and it's a well-acted, delicately directed film, and it has me looking forward to more from Kurtzel. However, I'd say because of how it primarily makes you feel, its slow burn approach, and how any sort of emotional connection only goes so far, it's nothing I'd say you need to rush and see, and while you may not find it to be necessarily a bad watch, it's also one you might find yourself not wanting to rewatch once you get through it. Nitram gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Nitram, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the performances, and what's a movie based on true events that you recommend? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone, and keep having fun with film.